percentages.
What happened to our popping of the cork? It didn't pop.
It didn't. It did. I already popped it. That's why.
Oh, that's it. That's what you did.
I stole your thunder.
Yeah. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
We're going to have somebody join us here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we have a special guest tonight
We do.
for our farmhouse dinner, which you're coming to.
Yes.
Which I thank you very much.
Of course. So we were talking about this, by the way. If you're just tuning in and you are new to our show, it is Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Every other Wednesday, we are with Chuck Gillentine. Chuck is the owner of Defiance Ridge Vineyards. And sometimes it says we have Chuck and a cast of characters.
Oh, there's a cast of characters.
There's a character that's going to join us. Come on, character.
Reilly's taller than your husband.
That is a rarity, right? My husband's 6'3", Reilly. Let's introduce Reilly to you. So this is going to be the big Keenan wine dinner tonight. And we've got another special guest with us. Besides Chuck, we also have Reilly Keenan. Reilly, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you. Should I hold this?
I've got it. No,
okay, you got it. Hi.
She's used to it.
I'm Reilly Keenan. I'm here to take credit for all of my family's hard work.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you've never been, I'm trying to remember if it was our honeymoon, Chuck, or if it was that maybe back in 2017, which is a possibility. But you sent us to Keenan.
I did.
Yep.
I
Do you remember if it was me and Jim's honeymoon?
I send anybody that talks to me about going to Napa. Keenan's always in the conversation, and it's because I've been going there since 2004, I think.
Well,
and I think Laura's probably been there since then.
Since 95 at least.
Yeah, and they're just fantastic family to work with. We did some bulk wine stuff back in the day, and their winemaker Matt is a great guy to hang around with. His dad's a wonderful man, and just a wonderful family. So.
Well, if you've not been, you're missing out because tonight is the big Keenan wine dinner. And I actually have, for those of you that are coming and you want to salivate a little bit, we have the menu, and I'll let you talk a little bit about this. Again, if you're just tuning in, just getting ready with us. If you want to toast, maybe at home, and you've got a glass of wine or you've got beer, or again, if you have a mocktail, you do you. But this is the big dinner tonight. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's a great dinner. I mean, Keenan's known for their, they make incredible red wines. I think when I think of Mailbox Merlot, I always think about that's a signature wine for you guys. But I still probably have 4 or 5 cases in my cellar going back to, I think, 2012. So just a great pairing, big things with. And we have a lot of that on the menu tonight.
So I know you just came off of a big wine dinner on Sunday and people were like, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Food wise, I actually let my husband choose. So he looked at your wines and he looked at the food and he chose this one tonight. What are you most excited about? I'm going to ask both of you, Chuck and Reilly. What are you most excited about food wise? And then I'll ask Reilly what he's most excited about pairing wise.
Well, we did a tasting yesterday and it was easy. Everything worked great with what we're doing. I think when you pull up the dessert right away, and
that's my choice.
Fantastic with this side by side. I mean, it's a big wine. It's an older wine. It's tasting wonderfully. It's got great tannins in it still. But that's your
favorite? Or
I don't know. I think the steak fritz is going to be good. We actually are using white truffles to make it. I think my favorite course from the tasting yesterday was the risotto was wonderful, and so was the chicken breast. The chicken breast, I think, we're pairing it with one of your reds, and it's stuffed and it's got spinach in it, and it really tasted fantastic. So I think everybody will be very happy tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a packed house. By the way, the kitchen just closing. And then we've got the private dinner tonight. Again, for those of you that have not been here, it is Defiance Ridge Vineyards. You can go online. We're going to show you more of what you can expect. But we have our special guest here tonight. Again, besides Chuck Gillentine, we also have Reilly Keenan. So Reilly, tell us a little bit about your family.
Why don't I let Reilly slip in here?
No, you're good. You're good.
And then you won't have to reach over.
It's fine.
All good. So, I mean, as a family, we've been farming up on Spring Mountain since 1974. Got in when the getting was good. So predated the Judgment in Paris, which was the sort of watershed moment that redefined the perception of Napa globally. and we've been farming up there ever since. First vintage of Chardonnay and Cab was 1977. My grandfather ran the program until 98 when my dad came in and took over, and I've been conspiring and plotting against him for most of my life. So really anything to add to the story, the legend, and whatever I can.
Can you cook as well as your dad?
Not yet, but we'll figure that out once. We'll figure that out later. But and then I've been working there, throughout all of my life. Got certified as a somm when I was at a college in my early 20s. Worked in wine bars in San Francisco, and then I've sort of occupied every station of this business, from importing to distribution to sales, and then back again to my family. And so I sort of split the country as a sales territory with my dad. I'm part of the winemaking team. I also head up our Mataro and Mencia programs, which are brand new grapes we planted about 7 years ago. And then, like I said, most importantly, I travel the globe and take credit for everyone else's hard work when no one else is around.
What are those grapes?
Mencia is a grape from northwestern Spain, from the sort of Castile and Leon area. Bierzo is usually the village that it's most closely associated with. And then Mataro, we all know, is often labeled as Mourvedre. Sometimes in Spain, it's labeled as Monastrell. It's a grape that was already proven in small quantities in Napa, but really hadn't been grown on our estate ever. And then Mencia was kind of the shot in the dark. It was just a grape I'd fallen in love with, and it was sort of a nice excuse to try something new and fresh and fun. And
what's it like?
It's sort of like it's a heavily structured Pinot Noir kind of, especially as it gets older. I mean, I've had extraordinary examples of Mencia that really resembled Richeport when they turned 15, 20 years old. So we're trying to find somewhere to fit into that spectrum and see if it works.
Interesting.
So it's still very much a moving target. And then, the wine I'm most excited about tonight, which is something we've already talked about, is my favorite thing that we make, is side by side. It's the most unique project that we have for a variety of reasons. One, it is a single block, single vineyard expression of the duality of my two favorite varietals, which are Merlot and Cab Franc, which grow right next to each other, hence the name, side by side. The other cool element, too, is we hold this back 10 years. So the current release is a 2015, which I believe is what's on the menu tonight. And we only make 100 cases, except for in 2015 where we made 50. So It's scarce. It's hard to find. We usually don't see it outside of the winery, so it's really fun to see it here tonight. It's in my humble opinion, a Cheval Blanc killer. And if you're into Bordeaux and Saint-Emilion, you'll know that is very much a Goliath against our David. So.
If you go to their website, by the way, and I'm going to show you that, I was watching a video by your father, and he was talking about so many people that are in the industry, and they end up just trying to get too big. Then they try to go public, and that was one of the things he was talking about in the video. And he's like, that's not what we want. We want it to be all about community, not pretentious. So if there's ever kids like, yeah, this is what we grew up with. I don't want it. Did anybody have to pull your arm and twist your arm to say, yeah, I didn't think
Not
so.
at all. I think the big part is we just got very lucky that there's just not a bunch of family members running around. It's just often the death knell of even the best intentioned family wineries is if you've got, dilution across 6 cousins and 4 siblings, even if everyone cares and is full of love and passion for the business, for a small winery, there's just not enough to go around, and that's usually when the decision is made. This is destroying our relationships. There's too much work here, not enough income. Let's sell, because there's usually someone with a giant check waiting.
Yeah.
But it's just my dad and I. So there is a consolidated focus and roadmap that I will be able to affect. Example, the side by side is a result of that impulse of his, is to continue to iterate and explore the potential and possibility of what we have, and never settle and never get complacent with, and at the end of the day, if we just were like a Cabernet house, it'd be so boring. Because we love wine. We like to drink a variety of wines at the table, and we don't have to stray far from home because we have so many different ones at the estate.
And again, if you've never tried them, they're absolutely amazing. Did you say you've been going since 2004?
Yeah, I've a long time, and I love the drive up Spring Mountain, and I love the drive turning onto their driveway up to their house and up to the winery. And I remember when you guys built it, and when you had the little shack you were out of, and
I live in that now.
Oh, you do,
by the way.
Well, I remember
the Love Shack. That's my house.
Love.
That's my house.
15 people there. We had a great tasting. We were right in the middle of the construction.
What do you love most, Chuck? Because again, one of the things that I love about Chuck, if you are in our immediate area, he loves to really introduce you to so many of his loves and his partnerships that he has created over the years. So what made you want to collaborate with Keenan?
A couple things. I think they're probably one of the most fair cost wines in the industry, and especially in Napa Valley. And I also think the fact that they just take care of you, and you walk in the door to their place and you feel like you're actually a real customer, and you've been there a long time, and they're always look forward to going to their place. And I love tasting wines with Laura, and she's always got some cheese to help you.
Whites and reds, again, if you have never been. So Chuck Gillentine and Reilly Keenan, my guest. Reilly, I was showing pictures earlier and, showing your dad, but I want to know these little characters here. So tell me about these guys.
We all, like most wineries in Napa, we are replete with many four-legged friends, and we love dogs. My dog is up there, Hash Brown. The ones you have on the screen on the left are my mom's dogs, Della and Fanny. And then, sadly, the one in the middle and on the right have passed away earlier this year. Mira was our general manager, Matt's dog. And then Oso, our cellar master's dog, passed away quite suddenly.
How many books does your mom?
Well, there's a pig on here too, by the way.
The pig and I don't get along. I won't speak about the pig. And then the dog in the middle is my dog. That's Hash Brown.
Hash Brown.
And then there's Elizabeth's
Cool
dog,
name.
Bentley. We have dogs all over the place. We're lousy with dogs.
No, it's amazing. I've been to some wineries where they have an entire book and it's all the winery dogs and what they mean to it, right?
Hash Brown's got the cover on a few of those
See?
in the tasting room. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a very photogenic fellow.
Okay, let's talk about the wines. So we're going to do side by side. We're going to taste this for you tonight. What do you love most? I'm going to ask both of you gentlemen. You've had this.
Yeah, in fact, we opened it yesterday for our tasting. For a 10-year-old wine, it's drinking marvelous. I think you'll like it a lot.
I'm a huge Reilly. I'm a huge. If I had to, and I'm going to ask you because I was just showing on your website, you have so many wines. I'm going to make you pick one. If I have to be, the guy in the background's laughing, right? What's his name? Yes.
Distributor?
Come on in. He laughs. Yeah. Come on in. Come on around.
Wife and I are big fans of yours.
Thank you. What is your name again?
Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. How
Pleasure
are
to
you?
meet
Yeah,
you.
come on in.
Yeah.
So he laughed at that because it's hard, right? When you try to pick
I
one
also asked
wine.
that question like
You
45 minutes ago on the drive. I guess I kind of asked you. I was just asking of all the different things they make because we have a variety of the items in our book, but
Right.
we don't have all of them.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm a cork dork, so like I honestly, I was secretly hoping he would say he made a Tannat because it's my favorite grape.
That would be cool.
And so I was like, man, if he says Tannat, I'm flying out there next week.
That'd be so cool.
But you'll be in Omaha, but that's fine. I'll just say, hey, Reilly said I could grab it.
Yeah,
after
I'm
this.
coming over to get
It's
that.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. But there's a wine that he brought up. I have not tasted the side by side yet, so
well,
I'm
we're gonna
excited
try it
to. But there's a particular wine he brought up that I am now also feeling very nerdy for, and I'll let him speak to it because it's his wine.
Which
but
is?
I can tell you that I am very excited to at some point get my hands on it.
Okay.
Well, he apparently is a Petit Verdot freak.
Oh, I am too.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm there with you.
yeah.
For me, it's Cab Franc, Petit Verdots, and Syrahs.
Yeah.
Those are my
Okay.
favorites.
So yeah, we planted along the same year that we did the Matara and the Minthia. We added a third of an acre of Petit Verdot, which we do about 50 cases of.
So
Sometimes
when did
25.
you plant those?
They're right in between the Chardonnay vineyard and the mailbox vineyard.
Okay.
It's what we call the flat block, which is
Okay.
an acre and a half of those
Okay.
three grapes. And the Petit Verdot is already proven. We've made that twice now, and it rocks. It rocks. It's just so.
I mean,
big
can't
wine.
you just envision yourself there? It's an incredible wine, an incredible view.
Yeah.
That doesn't suck, Reilly.
No, no, you won't. Well, and yet I still complain.
Oh, you do.
I still find things to complain about.
Well,
Like,
well,
there's
we're
yeah.
human
But
beings.
there's
Yeah.
another part of Spring Mountain
That's right.
more sea.
That's right. That's right.
And by the way, we're right around the holidays. I know it doesn't feel like it here in Missouri because it feels like we're going into spring and summer, Chuck. But if you want to think about holiday gift items, you can go onto their website as well. Keenan Winery. For us that are here tonight, that's Santa. It's on
My mom does these. I've not seen that one. That is a frightening.
It-
It's really frightening.
Santa. So for the
Santa dares you to not buy.
Yeah, that just speaks to selling wine.
Jeannie, how are you? Christy, how are you? For those that are here tonight, lucky enough to be at the dinner, can we order some of these wines?
I hope so.
That's why he's
I
here.
hope some are left.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, 15 has got a special place in my heart because that's when I got married. So I'm excited that you've got this tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just talking about grapes, but if you had to pick one of their wines, that's your favorite. What is it?
I would probably say the Mailbox Merlot.
Okay.
Just because I love great Merlot, and it's a wonderful wine.
And for you?
It's usually two answers. One is the single vineyard Cab Franc because it just makes my life a lot easier. It's the most popular wine we make really right now. It opens every door. I can place that on any list in the country, regardless of status of the restaurant. And then from there, I can build support for other things, or at the very least, a relationship.
Franc is really taken off.
Yeah. So it's like the tip of the spear force multiplier for everything else we do. Cab Franc is definitely what moves things. But I think the coolest project is the side by side. That is what gets people to pay attention. It's not often you see a project that's held back 10 years as a current release. 50-50 Cab Franc
50-50.
and Merlot is not very common to find in Napa.
Yeah.
And it just rocks. It's just one of those things that you just got to take your hat off to my dad. He kind of nailed it.
You want to pour it for us as we're talking?
Absolutely.
So was it hard for you, Chuck, to think about what you wanted to pair with these?
No,
Or was it
actually,
natural?
it was a little help from their website. Actually, truth be known on this because they've done this stuff a million times,
Thank you, sir.
and so I got some help from doing my homework And so,
Does your chef have fun with putting the menu
he
together?
always has fun with it. He'll tell you all about it. You'll hear it tonight. You'll hear the
You know what's fun? His
all
chef.
the ingredients and how hard he worked and how many hours it took him, and we have fun with it.
That's good.
His chef does not drink, by the way.
That's amazing. But I do wine dinners, dozens and dozens and dozens of them throughout the year.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, we don't get to interact with chef because it's just not a part of the program, or oftentimes the phenotypical chef is not interested in coming out front and talking with anyone.
Yep.
In any case, it's really nice. We can actually
Chris
interface.
has actually grown into his own style. He's good with his own style.
Yeah.
With his own style.
You
Okay.
have your own flavor, right?
So here's what I always love is we do the nose and then we do the taste and everybody pulls something different. So Reilly, what do you first smell from this?
Oh, the first thing you smell is the Cab Franc. It's super perfumed, very bright, very floral, very pretty.
Do you smell Cab Franc
I
right
do.
away?
I
You
do.
Okay. We're all in agreement here.
Yeah.
Cab?
When did you open this?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah.
Perfume and plum.
Yeah, we corked it again.
Plummy.
like it.
Yes,
Yeah,
plum.
perfume and plum.
It smells like what, Reilly?
It's great. It's in great
sorry.
condition, but I would have guessed that this was open yesterday.
Why? This is what I
It's got a and I say this affectionately, it's got a pruned fruit
Yeah, a little
thing
bit, yeah.
that suggests this was yesterday.
So if it was open today, what would we
There would
have
be
got?
just a more elevated sense of freshness.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Again,
but for this is 11 years old. For
this
one
is
that is
14.
for this a wine that's 11 years old to be in this condition 24 hours later is a
Right.
testament to the quality. Yeah, this is still great. It is. I could. Yeah, it's great.
It's like a little more floral
Yeah.
when it's like first opened.
Yeah, and there's just more tension. The way that I describe it is there's more tension in the nose and more of like a resounding florality rather than the sort of pity plumminess.
I do love the nose on it.
Yeah.
I really love the nose on it.
Well, I did. We all collectively, if you have ever had a Cab Franc, you'll know that taste and that smell right away. That's the first thing that I was like, okay, I smell Cab Franc in this. I'm typically, Reilly, not a big Merlot fan, but but I think if you ask me what my favorite wines are, they're always blends, and then it becomes, ooh, what is it to blend up?
Yeah.
I always love to hear that Cab Franc's in a blend.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, there's something beautiful about it.
Yeah. My only response, I hear that all the time about Merlot. The reason why is because a lot of Merlot does suck. Although I think we've now reached a point where the unpopularity of Merlot has really forced producers down to a bottom now, where the only Merlot really on the market are people that are either completely insane or people who know they really have something real here. And so for that reason, continue to experiment with Merlot.
But Spring Mountain grows great Merlot.
It's the best place to grow Merlot in the New World.
Yeah.
Period. And I will stand by that. The soil types, the cooler climate, the aspect. We get more morning sun than afternoon. So Merlot doesn't have the armor that Cabernet does. It ripens a lot faster. And when Merlot gets overripe, it's one of the worst wines you can encounter. It's why Merlot carries with it such reputational baggage that was then substantiated by the movie in Sideways. But that process of Merlot really declining started in the 90s. And it really, the galvanizing moment was the movie. But Merlot is a tricky grape, just like Cab Franc. It's sensitive where it grows. It needs the right soil, but most importantly, it needs delicate and consistent heat, but it doesn't want the same kind of heat that Cabernet does. When Merlot loses its acid and loses the tension on the palate, it becomes this pruny, plummy, cooked fruit thing that is impossible to pair with food and will not age.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, and it's the reason why. And when you've had bad Merlot, it just sticks in your mind. You remember it forever.
And that's the problem. That's with anything, and it's always hard to bring somebody back to the table to say, try again. This is different. It's different year, different climate, different soil, different vineyard altogether.
Yeah.
Everyone should always keep an open mind. He knows I'm not a big Norton fan. I love Napa, love Cabs, love Cab Francs, love everything we're talking about. I always, though, say, Chuck, I trust you. Go ahead. Introduce me to another one. Again.
We try to do that every other week to do something different. And
what do you think of our Nortons?
He hadn't had it.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I have.
Oh, you have.
I've had plenty in my day back when I was working at our wine bars. We carried some pretty freaky out there stuff. I've had Nortons that were just totally spellbinding, and I've had stuff where it's like they probably should make something else.
That's true.
just like any region.
But it's you hit it right on the head. I'll let you taste our 24-hour barrel.
Yeah.
I would love to taste that.
Right.
Yeah, can't
yeah,
wait.
yeah, it's
The
pretty-
interesting thing, you and I always talk about how when people come in from other regions, again, whether it's California or it's Oregon, it's Washington State, it's other countries, that what we do here, we may not be able to have the same level of the wine, but it's the experience that we have here, the music that we're able to do, and it gets packed. You're going to be slammed this weekend because it's going to be 77 degrees.
Yeah, we're
and rock opera's here.
yeah,
Rock opera.
That is a huge band that
Yes,
people
it's-
love, and you got a gorgeous day
yeah,
for it.
we'll have 700 people here on
See,
Saturday.
my God.
see? That's what I'm saying.
I'm in the wrong business.
No, you
You
just
know,
got to
we
stay
do
here in
that.
Missouri with us.
Weather runs our business.
Never had
like
700
you wouldn't believe.
visitors.
Weather does well. He'll say that. We just did the show 2 weeks ago where we were coming off saying this weather has really impacted the amount of people, but you might make it all back it up this weekend.
Well, we had a great weekend last weekend. Last
Good.
Saturday, Sunday was not that good because the weather was bad.
Yeah.
But this Saturday's supposed to be fantastic, and we'll have a lot of people.
Get it in.
Yeah,
lots of
absolutely.
people.
Well, again, we're talking about mid-November,
And
and
we'll sell like
sometimes it can be
3.5 pallets of
snow.
wine this week.
Holy
Yes.
cow. Let's address this. If you're just tuning in, again, it's Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. We do this for you every other Wednesday. Some of you get a chance to interact with us and watch us live. Most get a chance to watch it when they get home on replay or into the weekend. We've talked, Reilly, in the past about actually, I think it was about a month or so ago, and we were showing different charts about the changes in the wine industry, alcohol overall. I want to get your take on what you're seeing since
Sure,
you're in
question.
Napa.
So everyone has their like sort of pet theory about what's going on. You're pointing to cannabis or pointing to GLP-1s or just the general abstinence movement.
Right.
But all those things are definitely part of the pie. But for me, those are less than 2 to 1% maybe. To me, and I think there's a silver lining here. This is actually a positive take in the long run, but it's just a generational shift, and now a new age cohort has moved into the primary buying window, which is Gen X, and they are comparatively a fraction of the size of the boomer generation, which the boomers for 30 years have been the global sponge of wine consumption. They have fueled the oversupply that we currently are sitting in right now. They are now in consume mode of what they already own. They're certainly not stockpiling like they used to, and they're going out less. So that buying responsibility has fallen on the shoulders of Gen X, which is a smaller age cohort. Even if the spend is the same, there's just not enough of them. And then the rest of that falls on the shoulders of millennials, which is my generation, our generation.
Yeah.
And the whole theme of our generation since high school was we're 10, 15 years behind where our parents were and what they were doing at the same age. So buying homes, starting families, so on and so forth, whereas a lot of kids, a lot of adults, I guess now in the millennial generation still struggle to pay rent or even leave the home.
Right.
Yeah.
So why on earth would you be buying fine wine? And so you've got this delayed activation of this entire generation that is definitely, I think, pushing the decline in sales, both in the wholesale, retail, and direct markets. The upshot of that is you've got this generational wealth transfer. They say the greatest in human history of the accumulation of all the boomers' wealth and real estate holdings that eventually, in an ideal case, will then be transferred to their kids. And then you will jumpstart with rocket fuel millennials' ability to not only live in a home and start a family, but then maybe start looking at fine wine.
Right.
And the upshot there for Keenan is you just have to survive until that point.
Absolutely. I just think it's been very interesting. I fall in the Gen X. You are what? Are you a boomer?
Yeah.
So we've got all this represented here. We just need Z somewhere.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We do not.
Z's busy right now.
Yeah, they
I'm
are.
still buying.
This is too social.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
well, that's true.
I'm still
but I'm still buying.
I don't know why, but
I just,
some of them never
being
get
in
to-
media for 30 years and having so many different people that I've interviewed, when this started being a real thing, I just found it very interesting. But I also, in my mind, but again, we don't have a crystal ball here. In my mind, I was like,
It's in the car.
this is such a short time period. Would you say the crystal
in the
ball is?
car.
It's got to be. I mean, I know craft beer was like this big thing, and then that kind of saw a decline, and then you all of a sudden have all bourbon. Now it's tequila, and but to me, wine just seems it's so much more lasting.
It's timeless.
Yes.
It's been around for thousands of years
is.
in one way, shape, or form. And that's also heartening as well. The classics don't die.
Right.
They survive. And so that's sort of the world in which we see ourselves a part of. And So as gloomy as this year has been and last year, I still
We're
think
coming
that there's a way forward, especially, and depending on how you've positioned yourself, if you don't carry any debt, if you own the land, if you've got a pretty solid brand and a small but mighty team, that's about as well prepared as you can be going forward.
And again, if you have never been, so for those that have never had a chance to come and visit you and they're planning a trip in 2026, 2027 to go to Napa, tell them why they should put you on their itinerary.
I mean, it's just, well, I don't want to go down the road of patting ourselves on the back, but it's like Chuck was saying, all the things he said, I totally agree with. It is, I love Napa, but there are some very legitimate criticisms of the direction that Napa has gone, especially when, your average consumer experience on the valley floor is laden with super high tasting fees, very little wines to try, and you get the sense that the people there are incentivized to sell.
Right.
Yeah.
And leaving that aside, you come to Keenan, and like Chuck said, it's just a little bit more of an authentic experience. There's less space between you and me, because oftentimes I'm right there, yelling at you, telling my stories and my stupid jokes, or it's going to be Laura, who also has an incredibly loud indoor voice, just like me. And that's pretty much it. You're going to get just the straight dope from us. And I don't know that you get that in a lot of places in Napa anymore, where there is just layers upon layers of personnel. And then through that, the messaging gets convoluted and it's just not as satisfying. I think Napa is well aware of its issues, and there are very many talented and capable people working very hard to sort of turn around what has become Napa's reputation recently. But places like Spring Mountain, and it's not just Keenan, there's a lot of great wineries up there that are small and really fun to see. And all it takes is just a little bit of research. And my recommendation for anyone who doesn't know anything about Napa, who is sort of lost and where they should start, is just talk to people in the business. Yes. Go to wherever you live and find a somm, find a buyer, find a distributor who will point you in the right direction. And then from there, you can build.
I 100% agree with that, because that is exactly what happened with us, Chuck. When we were going
a whole day and within a mile of this place and have your whole day.
But he's right that it would be, for people who have never been, you do feel lost. You're like, oh my gosh, there's hundreds of wineries. Where do I even begin? And did I even know that this hidden gem was right there? You talk to someone. I reached out to Chuck immediately and Glenn over at Annie Gunn's, two very dear friends, and said, yep. I was like, what, you guys, where should I go? And then you literally did roll out the red carpet. So it made Jim and I both go, okay, if we ever go back again, now we're not going to have this experience that these guys allowed us to do. But enjoy. Do not think that wine is pretentious. That's the thing that I've heard for so many years, and it's not. It depends on where you go, but you find people that have that whole family feel, and it's very, very approachable. So if you're just tuning in, we're getting ready to wrap up the show. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Again, we get a chance to visit with Chuck every other week, and then sometimes we get special guests like Keenan Winery. If you missed out on tickets, you do have another farmhouse dinner coming up in December before we wrap up 25.
We're doing a Christmas French dinner.
Oh, very cool.
And, just got back from there. So,
yep.
Got a nice, really cool menu out, and people should check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So if you like French inspired food, again, tickets are available for that, but they do go fast. You had your dinner on Sunday. I was going back and forth going like, which one are we available for? I went to click on the tickets on Sunday. I'm like, nope, gone. Well, I was so happy that this was available.
We sold out on both, and we got a full house tonight.
I'm excited.
That's cool.
How many do we have tonight?
We have 92, I think. Woo. And that's
you ready for that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So what final thing?
Like to have fun.
Good.
What are you excited about as you move into 2026?
Oh, God. Pass.
Oh.
Pass.
What are you excited about for 26?
Hey,
he's not.
I'm excited about being here,
Oh,
yeah,
life.
that's good. That's also my answer.
He's like, can I borrow that one? So Keenan Winery, remember them, remember Defiance Ridge. Again, if you're looking for some special items for those on your list, and we're just going to end with this because Reilly was like, look at that picture. Mom did that.
Oh my God, what is that?
Who's ready for the it's not Matt. There you go. Look at
horror film. We got to get that off the property. Nothing good will come out of that.
Are you ready for the holidays? We'll get ready. This weekend, again, gorgeous weather. Come on out. Support Defiance Ridge Vineyards. They expect to be packed. Rock Opera will be playing for you on Saturday, so enjoy that. Gentlemen, thank you. Cheers. Side by side. Looking forward to a wonderful dinner tonight. And if you're missing out on this one, that's fine. Farmhouse Dinner, again, coming up in December. We will be back with you, by the way. Tomorrow we'll be joined by Jessica Cook with Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. You hear that? See? They said that is good. That's what you're missing out on. Love you all. See you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. bright and early. We'll be visiting with the doggies.